Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome to Moonring. This is a game that is free on Steam. It's a roguelike. I think like in the actual sense, like it's actually kind of like Rogue. And it is a game that was sort of a spare time project for for a developer who has like an awful lot of experience in the AAA industry. And that's really all I know about it. And it looks like this. I think that almost alone makes it worth a look. I really dig this aesthetic. I think this looks super neat. So let's get in here and learn some stuff because I have no idea what we're doing. Hey, this could be full screen. That would be cool. It's like very nearly full screen right now. 23 pixels short, apparently. Wow, okay, that really seems to have crashed my display browser. It sure did. Okay. Well, maybe we all just learned something. Let's not run the game in full screen. How about that? We'll run it in fake full screen here. Nope, now it's in full screen and it's fine. It's just the Switch that killed it. Okay, so immediately, I was kind of under the impression that it was always permadeath. I guess new normal game. I guess let's go find out. What would I like to call myself? You know, I've spent a lot of time thinking about this, and that's where I landed. This is us. This is the Samhain, day 1 of the hunting moon. Okay, so we have hold left mouse button will point where you want to go. You can wait a turn by hitting space. Okay, very classic. You can interact with signs, doors, and other objects by bumping into them. Easy enough, straightforward. What about this guy? You are targeting a friendly character. The Enter key does different things depending on the situation. The icon highlighted on the left of the UI shows that Enter will talk to this target. In many cases, clicking the target will do the same thing. Okay, and we have a variety of things we could press if we decided that we wanted to murder him instead, for example. Yes, let us talk to this person. Still no dreams, child? You can speak to people by typing words or short phrases. Pressing Enter will say whatever word is shown in the input box. Certain words and phrases are hidden, so experiment. I mean, yeah, you said dreams. That word is highlighted. I will say the word dreams back to you. So this has a very, very old feeling. You know what honestly it reminds me of immediately is like EverQuest. They kind of wanted you to talk to the NPCs in an in-world style in EverQuest. So when they said stuff to you, you would use the chat commands instead of clicking things on a menu to respond. But they would say some of their words would be in brackets, and if you said a sentence back to them that included a bracketed word, that's how you would do back and forth with them. This feels a little bit like it's borrowing from that tradition. I swear, you just sleep too deeply to recall them. I'm sure you'll dream one of these days. That's a capital D dream for the second time. Capital letter. Okay, that doesn't mean anything to Solera. Alright. No, I'm done with you. You and I are finished. Together. Bumping allies is safe. I am allowed to just swap with you. Okay. You can bump many things, including enemies, long grass, signs, bookshelves, and much more. If in doubt, bump it. Also, you can read signs from the side of the wall that they're not on. This is Yarrow Farm. Here be thine hearth, home, and heart. Okay. What about these bookshelves? You find a book titled Ancient Siberune 6. One word catches your eye. Era, which means fortress. That's not... I'm sorry, that's not correct. Okay, so we're learning words in the in-game language, but I hate that it's an English word that's being mapped to the definition of a different English word. The shelf contains books on mushroom farming and animal husbandry, as well as a log of the farm's finances. Ooh, found a large potion of healing. You can press I to bring up your inventory. Wow, that's a lot of character sheet right there. Left and right show you items filtered by type. You can equip, unequip, or use items by hitting Enter. Okay. We have a lot of things. So when I have equipment or an equipment slot highlighted, it brings up the character sheet half. Okay. So we have a lot of stuff. We started with a lot of stuff. These are, yeah, ranged damage items. Throw a rock at it. This is an iron cage holding a chunk of warm lumicite. Applying amberbane oil causes it to glow and dissipate nearby amber. Closing the shutters helps to conceal one's presence. The inventor, Thartius Roche, died some 50 years after the cataclysm, but his legacy lives on. Okay. That's more history than you usually get when you examine a lamp in a game. A large potion of healing tastes of copper and fills the body with a greater healing light. The more squeamish refuse its benefits. Alright, so we have some starting amberbane ward oil in case we need to do the amber ward thing. A kit for making campsites out of kindling, and a life stone, an area healing technology from the Siberun era in the form of a translucent white faceted stone filled with swirling motes of dark blue. Considered an invaluable tool by those who follow the Lords of Dust and their strange aversion to witchcraft and its curative potions. So is this witchcraft? Interesting. Well, we're going to learn a lot of things about this world. The faint dotted square around you is your detection radius. Enemies within this area will be alerted to your presence. Your detection radius will shrink when you are quiet, and is altered by other factors such as movement, cover, equipment, and noisy actions. Okay. Not how far away I detect things, how far away I am detectable. Hello, cows. I would like to speak to cow. Cow says moo. Fantastic. It's everything I ever hoped for. Can I close the... No, the answer is I cannot close the gate now that I've opened it. Well, sorry, Dad. This sign reads, this amberbane lamp is arcanic property. Please treat it with appropriate care. Use the Q key or click the quiet icon. Okay, I see it. To toggle quiet mode. You'll do bonus damage if you hit an enemy who is unaware of you or unconscious. Sneaking dims your ward, reducing your sight range, and actions will take twice as long. Ooh. While quiet, you can reduce your detection radius further by standing near walls and other cover. Waiting quietly will decrease it even more. Okay, yeah, so you see if we just chill out, we can get it all the way down to just this tile. That's interesting. You can fire or throw objects. Yep. You'll do increased damage if you hit enemies who are unaware of sleeping. At the start of the game, you are a bad shot. We probably have a skill that governs this. Maybe. Maybe it's like based on your finesse. Because our ranged area doesn't seem to have a hit chance modifier in it. Okay, well. Be careful, be quiet. Oh, if I'm not near cover, I'm not going to get the thing down. It's interesting that the reduction in detection radius is omnidirectional. The thing is, I'm definitely going to get caught in a second here, right? Or at least, at the very least, I can't get to the key without waking that thing up. Maybe we ought to just murder. Oh, neat. Okay, I threw a rock at it. I hit him for 12 damage. Is there a... There's a yell. There's an exchange. There doesn't seem to be like a consider button. I'm going to throw another rock at him. Okay, you are engaged in close quarters combat. Being hit initially will reduce your poise, shown by the small shield icon. While engaged, poise will not regenerate, and the shield will display a flashing axe. Ensure you enter close quarters battles with plenty of poise. And style and aplomb. How do I punch? How I punch? Melee attack. I have F for safety. Friendly fire on. Huh. While friendly fire is on, you will hurt those who you regard as friendly merely by bumping into them. Yep, okay, let me... So what F does is it toggles that. That's all that does. I guess hit with rock. You've been hit. Don't worry, it only affected your poise, which will recharge once you are clear of enemies. Being hit also stops you being quiet. That makes sense. So I have 400 HP. We have more poise. The beetle hit me much, much harder than I hit it, but we can see it does have a health meter here, and it's almost dead. Okay, we did a murder. All clear. So our armor was blocking... No, the beetle's armor was blocking my attacks? It must be the line above that it was referring to. So yeah, I was hitting the thing. The beetle had armor and was blocking our attacks in that way. No, don't leave this area. The graveyard key is in the locked chest behind the farmhouse's fake wall. Beyond the graves is a cave. I hid a carved stone within it. Find the stone, find others who recognize its sign, and may the gods and my beloved be forever blind. Signed, your loving guardian, Karem. Is that my guardian? Or because I don't know whose house this is. We just kind of wandered into this place. You just made a note. You can bring up your notes at any time by pressing N. Okay. We've been status affected. Flashing icons in the status area show what effect is. The effect will wear off over time and vanish when the bar behind the icon hits the bottom. Being vulnerable means you can't dodge, regardless of finesse. And mousing over this does not get us more information on, like, its rate of decrease or anything. Okay, well. So the farmhouse has a false wall, does it? Sometimes even familiar things, such as walls, may hide secrets. Look out for anomalies and bump into anything that looks different. That did not, for the record, look different, but it was the only place that could be a secret wall. Okay. The key unlocks the chest and crumbles to dust, so we just spent our key to get a more different key. A key that is like that one, in many ways, but critically not the most important way, which is whether or not it opens the graveyard. Just gonna have a look around here. So we could just leave town via the most obvious way. North is the Hawkthorne family cemetery. Here's sort of just like the mushroom fields. Oh, there's a little path into the woods here. Hey now. You get to cut grass in a very satisfying way. Alright. Question. What do you want to do? Close this menu? I'm not allowed to get in the water. That was the question, was whether or not I could swim. Alright, well, we'll have to figure out a way across the water at some point, I'm sure. And it would seem that that is all that remains around here. So I guess let's poke our head into this area. The grave reads, Mr. Kibbles, you hated everyone. We loved you regardless. That's very sweet. Here we have the grave of Grand Hawkthorne. And to my beloved Karem, Amber took you from the world, but not my heart. Yeah, what's going on with the, what's the story with the Amber? Seems like there's a lot of bad news in this world. You've found the entrance to a dungeon. Dungeons can be reconfigured by using magical items over their entrance. Huh, interesting. I mean... Hold on. So I don't have any, like, proper weapons, right? I guess I have a dagger. Neither advantageous in reach nor force, but, to be fair, it is light enough for you to wield it. So, I mean, the damage output, though, the raw physical damage, is massively superior to the rock. Yeah, and I guess, I'm assuming you use it by just bumping. The doors will lock once you enter. You will have to find a master key to leave. Are you sure you wish to enter? Yeah, hell yeah. You've entered a dungeon. Here, the map will be vital to keeping track of where you have been. You can press M or the escape menu at any time to use it. Okay, yeah. Let's try to avoid the spider webs. That's just money. I didn't even see that thing. It's just a bat. Came out of nowhere. So our vision is somewhat abbreviated by the tall grass. You are becoming affected by a status change. Non-flashing icons in the status area show you what the effect will be if the bar fills. Okay, so you're not just immediately bleeding, you are like being affected by a creature that has like effectively fractional bleed. And you just have to not let it stack up enough for the bleed to actually begin. That's an interesting way of handling that. Yo, what is that thing? Yep, that seems bad. We'll just, I guess I'm going in here. Ow. So it's easy enough to just back off and let the poise regenerate. An imp burst out of that container. Going. A potion broke in his pack when I hit him. It would be easier to catch you if I were not being slowed. There's beetles doing something out there. Well, I think we've got him pretty well cornered now. Got him dropping potions left and right. I wonder if he can actually be killed. I mean, even if he can't, just making him drop a bunch of potions for us certainly has value. Oh no, he has a health bar underneath. I don't know why it's so hard for me to see the obvious health bar. Yeah, at this level, you would have to catch one in a corner like this to kill it. Oh no. I lost containment, but he slipped back in. That was nice of him. Because this thing takes so many hits to kill. Why is it making so much noise when it moves all of a sudden? Ugh, you're almost dead. Come on. I hope this is actually worth the effort. I have no idea. The imp becomes annoyed and vanishes, and we don't get anything in particular for that. So I don't have an experience point counter or anything. There's no indication that we are getting stronger just by killing stuff. It seems like it may be the case that combat is only worthwhile if the actual material rewards of it are worthwhile. That beetle is skittering around awfully loudly. Now we're just gonna come back here and have a look around. Well, I'm not gonna be able to make that throw. Ow. Don't know what rotting does. Okay, wow. That is an Archaea, and apparently they're really not that tough. Crits help, as always. Some objects are too complex for their purpose or usage to be obvious. Items such as these require the use of a Rosetta device before they can be used. Okay, so we got some kind of something. Oh, gears turn beneath your feet as something on the level unlocks. Aha, you fool. Hopefully these scraps of chitin will be useful in some way eventually. So we found a dead end first thing. What is this? A moldy mushroom pie. that good? Is that a thing you want to have? It doesn't sound great, if I'm honest. Well, we're not going to be able to get around this web, so I guess let's just go right through. Doesn't matter if we're vulnerable, so long as we don't get hit at all, ever. It's a brilliant strategy. I came up with it myself. I have to say, so far this place is not putting up much of a fight. Granted, the rewards are not exactly spectacular either. Get some arrows, but we have no bow to fire them from. Ooh, okay, your poise is at 0. Further damage will reduce your health. Health can only be replenished via health potions or sleeping, and of course, once it is 0, you will die. So this thing is a scarab, which is different from a beetle. I'm gonna back off a sec. Yeah, just let the vulnerable fade away, and I guess that we can do a little rock throwing. Ow! Phew, okay. Maybe the move here is open flight, because this thing is terrifying. Alright, so we've rebuilt our poise. Let us just have a word with one of these potions. Okay, the smallest one heals more than we're missing. I'm gonna go ahead and use this. Drink. You have an empty flask. This bottle will allow you to craft potions from blood vials and any herbs you find. Those with greater perception are able to use fewer blood vials when crafting their potions. Okay, that seems useful. So the scarab is after us. It does not regenerate health, it looks like. Yeah, so we can take advantage of the way the poise system works here to just... And the fact that we seem to get, like, I don't know, 5 turns to its 4 or something. It's not a lot of double ups, but it's we get more turns than it does. We can use the combination of those things to basically just like work this thing really slowly down over time without ever sacrificing anything more than our poise. And given how tough it is, you know, in a game where you are getting experience points for clearing enemies, you would expect that that would be a primary value of fighting such a difficult creature. So there'd be a lot of reward on hand for it. But we don't know that this thing will in fact yield anything at all. And so maybe best not to bother. Hey look, it's some kind of key gnome. Okay, the imp can teleport. With very little cooldown. Nope, don't go anywhere. I will say it does not seem to be trying particularly hard to escape. I do feel like this thing is, it has every intention of giving me the key. It just wants to lead me on a merry little chase first. Oh, you asshole, don't come over here. Okay. Let's back off a little bit here. How many rocks do I have left? Just 3? Okay, those are pretty solid crit. I mean, slowly we are taking chunks out of this thing, right? Falling back to let your poise recover does feel a little bit, I don't know, not courageous. Maybe the way I want to put that. Sort of the opposite of courageous. Ow. Okay, poison reduces your health by half. There is no lingering damage over time. Okay, so it just builds up. It happens once. Alright, but we are now in, like, dire shape. So is the beetle. Oh, the cowardice, and now I'm out of rocks. You found one pretty pine key. Huh. Alright, for unlocking dungeon doors. Well, that ended up being quite a lot of lost health. And the thing is, we have these larger potions, but they do heal way more than we're missing right now. I think I'm going to hold off on using them. Maybe be a little bit greedy here, but I do not... I think we can maybe take another hit before we spend one of them. Alright, picked up an unknown device. And cannot help but note that there are... What are these supposed to be, like divots in the floor? Maybe I didn't need to destroy the lantern. I don't know. Don't have a key for that, chest for a key for that chest, which is a little bit of a shame. I guess let's go find the person who has it. Find the correct pressure plates. The pressure plate we stood on before did not unlock this barge door. We still have this fellow who definitely has a key. This thing might be mischievously guarding that thing we couldn't open just now. Oh my god, dude, must you? Alright. Chest key gained. He's a very effective, like, teleporting jerk. Okay, well, I do think that was probably easier than getting the first one. Alright, let's just hack through a bunch of this stuff now so that we don't get surprised later. You sense a secret door nearby. There was a little, what looked like a little switch almost in the middle of this tile. We can probably wait until we're no longer vulnerable. Okay, so... Yep, only way forward is back up around here. We can try to figure out what to do about the locked doors and everything afterward. Or the locked chests, more importantly. Hello. A sight salve. Well, it seems like it's probably pretty obvious what that does, but just to verify, when applied to the eyes, it will cure blindness. Ullerbark derivatives are often used by those following the way of all blind angels to offset the negative effects of their rituals. What a curious thing. Okay, Big Spider. How much danger do I think I am in from Big Spider? We can't move diagonally, right? It's just horizontals. Okay, my health is not in a great place. The vulnerable has been applied. The poison is occurring. It's weird that our mouse cursor does not necessarily... It doesn't necessarily put the cursor in the inventory in the spot that is intuitive. Wow. Okay, so really important to note there. We took way more damage than we had poise. And there is no carryover. The shot that breaks your poise is still fully blocked, regardless of the actual numbers involved. That's good to know. This spider seems terrifying. And it sure does love to web us in a way that we cannot do anything about. The web seems to have whatever range it needs to have. Alright, we're gonna wait right here. And it's gonna catch up, maybe? Maybe it effectively lost us. There we go. Okay, I mean, we're doing okay damage. I have to say, I see some of the benefits of this poise system immediately, but I don't know that I love how much it incentivizes the kind of play that I'm doing right now. Feels a little silly. It's probably not the ideal... Huh. Do I think the webs will fade? Maybe we just stand and fight. Yeah, there you go. No loot, sadly. So yeah, not a lot of compelling reasons to fight enemies that you don't have to fight. I really like the visible sound effects. The way they're not playing sounds for the footsteps, but we're seeing the word pad through the walls. Alright, we'll just really quickly mow the lawn in here. It's some kind of wolf. So it seems like things tend to hit pretty hard relative to your poise value. A lot of creatures will bring down your poise in 2 hits, provided they don't get crit. Provided they don't get to crit you, I mean, of course. An oblong wire key. Probably... Nope. It's probably the key for this chest, right? Maybe? Nope, it was not. I wonder if I had checked the description, would it have made that obvious? It does say explicitly on it, for unlocking doors. It's a little bit weird that there would be such a distinction. This thing. Well, I mean, it did go down pretty easy last time. I just need to not eat a bunch of ranged attacks before I can... Either that or I need to be prepared to kill it with my own ranged attacks, which does not seem so likely. Huh, this stone looks like the one your father spoke of in the note. Perhaps Solera will know something about it. And you picked up the master key for this dungeon, so you can leave now. But why would I do that when I'm having so much fun committing murders? I mean, I think we get the vibe, right? And I'm into it. I'm digging what they're doing here. For the moment, I'm not feeling a lot of danger. So at the risk of, sense a secret door nearby. I wonder how nearby is nearby. Ah, right there. You can see the loose brick in the middle of the thing. I'm not feeling a lot of danger, so it really does seem like we could just continue around here until we've explored the entire place. Maybe find ourselves some treasure or something. Nope, don't do that. Ah, shoot. So interacting, pressing in the direction of water spends your turn even if you end up deciding not to do anything. You know what? I don't care to kill this thing. We're not going to get anything out of it. I'm not going to be able to loot it. Yep, it does seem like we have figured out the entire place. Okay, home again. Yeah, the poise system seems like it's going to make it quite easy to deal with large amounts of enemies, or so, like, you know, not all at once, but over time, fairly large amounts of enemies without having to like go back to town all the time, which is nice. You insert the master key into the door at the top of the stairs. The key turns to dust as the doors open into the outside world. All of the keys in this place are very dramatic. Alright, let's just go directly to Solera. Where did you get that stone? Kara must have left it for you. There's an engraving. Keeper of the Serpent's Eye. Huh, I wonder what that could mean. Yeah, Serpent's Eye? Perhaps the priests of Moon upon Thos know what it means. They are wiser than I. I appreciate that it keeps popping up the probably relevant words all around your character so you don't forget what you still need to ask. Okay, Moon upon Thos. The capital is our best customer. I'm grateful they're so close. It certainly cuts down on trader fees. Okay, hold on. Sorry, we're not done speaking yet. Hey, I think I recall something about the Serpent's Eye. All right. You just said you thought you recalled something. Okay. All right. Fine. Yeah, tell me about Karam a little bit. Oh, poor Karam. A kind soul through and through. We must keep the farm neutral. It was important to both of us. Dream? You will finally know which god has chosen you. When I dream. Okay. Don't misunderstand. I'm grateful they lug our produce to town. I just wish they were less expensive. It doesn't really seem like a valuable conversation to be had. You hope the farm remains neutral in what? Well, Karam and I both dreamed of the angels. But that has nothing to do with our work here. Okay, that feels like kind of a non sequitur. Did you say angels? Oh, the blind angels offer so much wisdom. I wish you could see the world as I do, child. Life is so vibrant. Life? What do you mean by life? Well, I can see it flickering in every living thing. It is so beautiful. Okay. Which of the 5 will it be, I wonder? Okay, so there are like 5 major gods in this place? 5? Oh, you know them. Our Lady of the Sanguine Moon, Death's Harlequin, the Lords of Dust, the Great Forest Wolf, and the Blind Angels. The 5. Though, of course, we only follow 1. Follow 1? Well, the angels, of course. They are just and wise beyond all other gods. Sure, I guess that makes sense. What other gods? Well, the 5 are wise, though I do not think that can be said of the Archon. Not anymore. Yeah, sure. The Archon? Obviously I know, but you just remind me, in case? Well, the Archon means well, but they're far too old. I'm glad they're looking for another viable candidate. Huh, perhaps you should petition. Petition to... Well, you are dreamless, after all. You never know. You could be the new Archon. Keeper of Balance. Yeah, that's very funny. Okay, this is not new text. Well, technically all Archons are dreamless. Supposedly it allows them neutrality. But can you truly trust anyone godless? Okay, that feels a little bit judgmental. I feel like we can trust the godless. Oh, I'm sorry. I did not mean to suggest. You'll have a dream, and then I won't have to worry, so... Okay, there's a lot of world building going on here very quickly. So, about that neutrality, I don't feel like you really answered my question at all. Okay, that's not new. Your work here. Well, without us, people would starve. And Moon upon Thos is a hungry city. Sure. I'm allowed to just question the word was, even this far out of context? Oh, I'm sure you miss them too. Always be wary of Amber. Yeah, talk to me about that, please. Well, the mist will drive you mad. And the beasts that it hides. Oh, let us not speak of such terrible things. Okay. I mean, I know what you just said, but beasts, could you perhaps fill me in? Because it sounds like I'm going to have to leave town. While few survive seeing them. Poor Karam. Okay. See, the funny thing is, neutrality is still showing up in the thing here as though we didn't ask about it. It is important for an Archon to be neutral, but in truth, I'd prefer they favored angels. At least a little. Huh. Alright, let's talk about being dreamless. Well, most dream by their 20th year. Apart from the Archon, of course. Yeah. I'm just gonna keep typing words. At this point, like, all of the words that are left floating around our heads are things where I don't remember the original context that we heard it in. Let's just see what happens. The other, I would rather not speak of them further. It is unseemly. Let others follow who they must. Okay, what about this? Well, you can practically see its lights over there, glimmering to the southwest. This is Moon upon Thos. Okay, you now know the whereabouts of Moon upon Thos. That seems pretty useful. And that leaves us with one last word for this conversation. You are a little older than most dreamless. I wonder what dear Karam would have made of it. Okay, and at this point I have no unexplored prompts left. Okay, so you press escape or right click to open the escape menu. You can use it to look at your stats, see a map of the overworld areas you've explored, and even quit the game. This is a view of Caldera's Overworld. You can zoom in to any location by pressing enter or left clicking. Time flows 10 times faster here, so watch your food supplies or your poise regeneration will slow down. I need to have food? Well, I mean, I have some fruit and mushroom pie, and mold's it's good for you, right? Probably. That almost makes sense. Ow. To leave a zoomed in map, you can simply walk off the edge, or if there are no enemies around, press enter or left click yourself. Okay. Seems like just a normal bat got a weird lucky crit on us as we were walking. Not a tremendous amount of danger, unless you get a series of bad dodges like that. Alright. So you can see here, we do have a fullness meter, I guess. We are a mere 81% full. Off to the east, we have the city of Wintershall. Wintershall? The A's and the O's in this font are extremely similar. Hoofprints on the overworld map show the position of prey whose pelt or meat is valuable. What am I supposed to be understanding as hoofprints here? I assume the stuff like right above us is supposed to be like plants and ground shrubs. So are these the footprints below us? Oh no, okay, I see. There was a very faint hoofprint that appeared on the path there. You're now standing in the same location as huntable prey. If you enter the area, you can kill the animal for meat or fur. That would seem to be the thing to do. And I guess somehow we snuck right up on this deer. It's going to be really fast. Okay, and they can leave the map without you. Southwest still from here. Ooh, you found lesser ruins. What are we talking about in this place? Clanking and whirring and smashing. I am telling you right now that I'm getting some Caves of Cud vibes here. It's very easy in that game to run into some stuff you are not ready for and just get completely reunited. And I wonder if that is perhaps what is occurring here. So this is a turret of some kind. You know what? We'll just go ahead and leave. That was a terrifying amount of damage. This isn't going anywhere. It'll be here when we come back. Maybe we stay focused. Try to get to the city. Okay. Let me just hit enter to go back to the world map. A flower on the overworld map shows the position of a useful plant. If you enter these areas, you'll find an herb to pick for use in potion crafting. Did I see a flower? Ah, I see. Okay. That's a badger, which is potentially dangerous. I'm gonna sneak away from it, I guess. I'm sure fighting it could be worthwhile, because pelts or whatever. But I don't know if I think that's a good idea. It also could just totally kick my ass, right? We found a holy cap. Let's just be happy with that. So west from here to Moon upon Thos. Indeed. You have entered the toxic mist known as Amber. Amber will slowly drive you mad and may harbor other horrors. A ward filled with amberbane oil will dispel these evil mists. Yeah, but like how slowly will it drive me mad, I think is a big question. Because I'm about to get inside a city. I'm going to just try to ignore it. Seems to have been effective. Okay, everything here is definitely a more amber-like color, which makes me nervous. Towns are considered safe havens, so the use of weapons is prohibited. However, if you really want to fight, you can do the thing we figured out earlier by accident, which will allow you to be as violent as you wish. Hi there. Hey, stranger. I'm Akalia. Welcome to Moon upon Thos. Hi, Akalia. That's me. Are you here for the markets or the Street of the Gods? The Street of the Gods? That's a little way to the east. Watch out, though. Our priests will talk your ear off. Huh. Oops, I didn't mean to close the conversation. I do want to learn more about Moon upon Thos. Yes, this is the city of balance. Balance is important, yes? What exactly do you mean when you say balance? Well, balance is everything. Without balance, there's chaos. And what exactly do you mean when you say chaos? Well, that's the state Caldera was in before the 5 moons appeared. I have no desire to return to that. Darkness, madness, despair. No, thank you. There's 5 moons, you say? Well, you know, we have 1 moon per god. Everybody knows that. Oh, you're dreamless. Now I understand. We get a lot of you through here. You've come to petition, of course. Yeah, maybe. Where are the markets at? Oh, they're just a few steps to the north. The city has the very best of everything. Okay, why don't you tell me what you know about petitioning? Well, the old Archon is getting on a bit. Good for you. You should talk to the priests about that. They're in the Street of the Gods. Okay, yeah, I will make sure to do that. Thanks, Akalia. What is this that I'm looking at? Putting money into a donation coffer improves the town's economy, leading to higher quality goods being sold and the town's opinion of you improving. No further upgrade is possible here. You have 300 gold, which is somewhat less than the scale that we are talking about. All right, well, we've just hit this new town, and you know what? I think I want to save exploring this and getting to know the locals and figuring out what's up with the petitions and the Streets of the Gods and whatnot for next time. I think this is where we're going to call it for today. Thank you all so much for watching. When you return, we will ingratiate ourselves to the peoples of Moon upon Thos, figure out what exactly it takes to be an Archon and whether we're willing to go through it, and probably also end up fighting like a bunch more bats and beetles and stuff, because that's just sort of where we're at in the game, I think. And we'll see you then.